What is now an abandoned lot was an abandoned building on the day of the murders. Police want to know if you saw a vehicle parked here from noon to 5 on that day. Trevor, as you can see behind me, there's police tape around the scene as investigators try to figure out what started this fatal fire.
Jeff and Kayla, I am live outside of the Indiana State Police Post in Lafayette. The main question since Monday's press conference has been why? Why did the suspect's description and image change?
No-kill shelters like the Almost Home Humane Society in Lafayette are responsible for saving the lives of hundreds of animals just like these. If an adult is grooming your child sexually online, you can file a protective order against them. Before, it was up to a judge on whether or not they grant it, but this bill makes it mandatory.
It made an easy and convenient way for students to get from place to places like this.
Right now, Harrington says it's up to a judge whether or not a convicted abuser can own a cat or a dog. The fate of scooters in West Lafayette relies on this 13-page ordinance. Purdue University staff here in West Lafayette will be getting a $500 appreciation bonus. New information will be released in the Delphi double homicide investigation. Indiana police say they are moving in a, quote, new direction. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue says he understands the anxiety among U.S. farmers about the current trade war with China. Lafayette police shut down the surrounding streets during the hour-long search. The Tippecanoe County Courthouse is back open this morning after police say someone threatened to bomb it yesterday. The sheriff's office hopes to find the person who made the threat yesterday. The largest hotel in Tippecanoe County is set to close during arguably Purdue's most important year in decades. Electric costs are going to be decreasing for people living in Logansport. People with Parkinson's are slowing their symptoms through boxing.
Drones are known as a hobby for some people, but now they are being used for more than just fun. Evan Flatt, a recent Purdue graduate, is using drones to work alongside law enforcement.
But the goal of the project is to help the Sheriff's Department, Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department, speed up crash investigations.
This technology is being used to fly above crash sites to take a picture every 1 to 2 seconds. Once these photos are stitched together, it makes a more detailed image of that crash. Flatt is also working with Purdue to print 3D images to figure out exactly what happened at that crash.
They'll make a scale model of that particular scene and they can use that in court.
With this technology, what used to take hours now can be done in just minutes. This helps keep other drivers safe while waiting in traffic.
So it really saves them a lot of time and it keeps the roads open, and that cuts down on those secondary crashes.
Flatt is providing training to other Purdue students as well as departments on the best way to work with this technology. He says drones are not only beneficial in crash site investigations, they are also helpful in other areas of the sheriff's office.
Any place where you need a different vantage point, that's where it's really helpful. And then, of course, you can have specialized UAVs that perform some special tasks like thermal imaging to detect fires and where the hotspots on fires.
The use of drones is not only speeding up time, but also saving lives.
Being on this project is really great because it's helping people. It's preventing crashes, which is a big deal. So saving lives, that's one of the big things.
Sydney Scott, Fast Track News. As Purdue continues growing, so does the need for emergency medical technicians, or EMTs, on campus. Starting this fall, a new job position for students will be available with the Purdue Fire Department. Students will have the opportunity to work part-time as an EMT. Purdue Fire Chief Kevin Ply says this could be a great opportunity for students who already have an EMT certification.
I think that will give us a higher quality of pre-hospital care for our special events.
Events like home football games and Grand Prix. Recently, Purdue Fire staff has had to work overtime to make sure medical services are available at these events. Ply says the added help of student EMTs could make a huge difference.
I think it's going to be a win-win for most of the students who are already certified.
The amount of licensed paramedics in Indiana is dropping at an alarming rate. Indiana has fewer than 2,000 licensed paramedics, in comparison to the state of Illinois, which has nearly 12,000. In order to be a licensed paramedic, you must first be a certified EMT.
Our hope is that by hiring some student employees, that inspires some of those employees to continue on the career and maybe proceed to go to paramedic school.
Ply hopes to find students to fill these positions before the end of the school year. That way, training can begin and the student EMTs will be ready for the fall semester.
Because we're more than eager to start talking to students.
For more information about how to get involved as a student EMT, contact the Purdue Fire Department. Sydney Scott, Fast Track News. On Thursday night, many people visited the Columbian Park Zoo, but not for the animals this time. Instead, for Boo at the Zoo. Meet Easton James DuBois, the 2018 2 and Under costume contest winner. He was dressed up as an old man for the night. He spent most of his time in the pumpkin patch, his favorite place of the night. He was having so much fun, there was no time for interviews.
Easton, what's your favorite part about the pumpkin patch? Can you tell me?
After the pumpkin patch, he went to visit the Wizard of Oz. He loved all the lights and running across the bridge. He was not a fan of the caterpillar statue, though. Next, on to see the animals that he wanted nothing to do with. After watching the Purdue Golden Girl for a while, back to the pumpkin patch he went. He searched for a long time for the perfect pumpkin to take home, and he couldn't be distracted.
What's a ghost say?
His mom finally found the perfect one. After a fun night at the zoo, it was finally time to head home.
Easton, come on. Easton.
Sydney Scott, Fast Track News.